Stop me if you've heard this one, but there was a presidential candidate in North Carolina this week. This time specifically, it was Republican candidate Donald Trump in Wilmington and Fayetteville. Last week, it was vice presidential candidate Mike Pence in Raleigh. And before that, Trump and Pence in Winston-Salem, and Trump in Raleigh and Greensboro, and probably some other places. And it seems the Democrats would like our votes too, as Hillary Clinton appeared with President Barack Obama in Charlotte last week, and she'll be back in Charlotte before the month ends. Tim Kaine, the Democratic candidate for vice president, made his first stop in the Tar Heel State last week in Greensboro, and it's a good bet he'll swing back through soon enough. Did you know Tim Kaine speaks Spanish? Because if you didn't know, you're gonna know. Folks here in North Carolina certainly appreciate the love. Who doesn't like to be courted a bit? I mean, come on. The candidates come in, they eat at a nice local restaurant, field some softball questions from the locals.
Good morning, Governor Pence. My name is Matthew and I'm 11 years old, and I've been watching the news lately, and I've been noticing that you've been kind of softening up on Mr. Trump's policies and words. Is this going to be your role in the administration?
Boosh! Mike Pence taking one between the eyes from some kid. Did you see that? He had to take a little standing 8 count there, get his bearings together. Not sure how to respond to that question.
What did you say that I've been doing?
You've been kind of softening up on his words.
First off, Donald Trump would have tased this kid if he had challenged Trump like that. Pence realizes he can't do that, but he does appear to try a little bit with his eyes before brushing it off with some laughter and jokes to hide his anger.
Let me tell you, Matthew, number one, this boy's got a future. Nicely done.
Now, Pence eventually did get around to saying that he stands shoulder to shoulder with Trump, even if they may have different styles. The question asker here was 11-year-old Matthew Schricker, who appears to don the perpetual frown seen consistently among Trump supporters, even at a young age. And he naturally had his 15 minutes of cable news fame following his showing in Raleigh.
I really think that listening to a few bad words coming out of Donald Trump is a lot better than people getting blown up by terrorists, people getting burned alive, heads being chopped off, and people getting drowned. Okay,
enough of that kid. Schricker insists he was not grilling Pence, but merely wanted to see where the candidate stood, while at the same time calling him extremely soft. And that's the thing. As much as these candidates continue to come to North Carolina to woo our voters, we don't seem all that interested in being wooed by them. Sure, each candidate has its supporters, and party lines will always dictate a large amount of popular opinion. But based on some recent numbers from public policy polling, it just seems like we really don't like these people. Both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump poll at over 50% unfavorable in North Carolina, with Clinton riding that wave of Democratic National Convention good vibes to whittling the number all the way down to 55% unfavorability, roughly the level of your average high school gym teacher. If the election were today, according to the poll, neither Clinton nor Trump would draw even 45% of the votes in this state. Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson polls at around 7%, and 8% are reportedly undecided, but I'm assuming that actually means they plan on either urinating on their ballots in the middle of their election site or lighting it on fire if they can safely do so. Also, over half of North Carolinians believe Donald Trump should not be trusted with nukes, which, is kind of an important part of being president. On the flip side, 32% of people in the state think either Hillary Clinton is the devil or they aren't sure that she's not the devil. Hillary's not charming enough to be the devil. The devil has to be charming, right? I mean, a robot maybe she could be. You saw her say she's short-circuited, right? The candidates keep visiting North Carolina and we keep not liking them very much. Trump and Hillary have basically become Kramer and Newman from Seinfeld, the neighbors who keep stopping by and not growing on you. If it's the candidate you support visiting, it's either mild amusement or slight annoyance. If it's the other party's candidate, it's met with anything from disdain to disgust. Who knows where North Carolina's 15 electoral votes will end up on November the 8th? Typically, I like being part of a state that can go either way in an election. I'd also probably be happier with whoever we chose if it were John Kasich running against Elizabeth Warren this year. We'll see how much we like Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton come election day. They'll no doubt stop by plenty of times to remind us how much they like us between now and then. For North Carolina Yesterday Today, I'm Hayes Permar.